Howdy guys, and welcome back to another episode of Albert Engel's Pro Career and Pro Cycling Manager 2024. We are flipping our tactics a little bit in this stage. We kind of want to hunt the stage win and the KOM points to go alongside that because we are very much in contention of all four jerseys at this current point, and the KOM class was not something we ticked off last season. We did win all three Grand Tours, but we didn't win every jersey. Albert's trying to complete cycling. That's his mission at the moment. We're going from Infiesto to Valgrande Pajares up the Cueto Negru climb. I believe this one, that little massive steep pinch, is actually up to the ski, like the, I'll let the commentator speak.
On the eve of the second rest day, the organisers have mapped out a short but demanding 142-kilometre route with 4 climbs, including the final ascent to the Valgrande Pajares ski resort. What sets this finish apart is that the line is not in the ski resort itself, but at the top of the mountain, next to the cable car station at almost 1,850 metres. It's a very gentle start, but the closer the riders get to the finish, the road gets steeper, especially inside the final 3 kilometres, where there are sections between 15 and 20%. It's clear that anyone who wants to be on the final podium in Madrid cannot afford an off day on stage 15.
Yes, that's what we're going for, the cable cars. We actually go that far up the mountain that you need the cable car to get back down. It's a pretty interesting one, pretty unique. I do remember that Volta stage quite a few years ago now. Well, not quite a few, it's only 2 or 3 years ago now. But yeah, anyway, we've got a fair few riders off the front. If we've got hopes of trying to get across, now is more or less our opportunity. We're going to actually sit up or put these two guys back on predefined and get Albert to ride through. I'm actually thinking I'm going to attack here. Try and make our way across and make other teams work, because forever and ever in this Volta, it is Bora doing all of the work. We're going to use acrobatic descent down this one. Touch wood, say the prayers, make sure Albert makes it down safe. We're trying to make our way across as quickly as we can. A couple of riders off the back of it, but it seems of things here. We're not far off though. They're just in front of us. We're almost touching them. Just there. Come on, Albert. Cross, cross, cross. Let's get there. Perfect. He's made it. He's bridged across. It's a 3-minute 30 lead. It's a very interesting tactic, this one. I don't know about it, if I'm honest, but 25 riders here. Too good of an opportunity to let it go up the stage. And I mean, I will say it, but there are some KOM riders. Sorry, not KOM riders. Of course, there's a KOM rider up here. Maduis is up here. There's some GC potentials in this group. If we look down the rankings, Enrique Mas obviously not up here. Uj Brooks, Van Wilder, Grat, Sexus, Nielsen Powless, no. Gegenhardt, no. Valentin Maduis, though, he's in this group. And he's the highest rider on GC on 12. So not that it's the most logical move, not trying to justify it that far, but at the very least, it does have a lot of chance of making it to the final because there's just that many teams represented up here. All right, we're going to jump forward up and over this climb. We could potentially go for the points, but there's only 3 on offer, and I'd rather save Albert's energies. Ooh, hang on, we're going to go 99 here. Go effort.
Acceleration by Magnus Cort Nilsson.
Up and over the top of that one. Just use this descent and we'll get back on. Should be no real issues at all, I hope. Just back in the wheels. There we go. Great. Alright. Ease it back into the 70s. There we go. Geez, those KOMs, huh? Oh, we got another attack moving up the road, actually. It seems like it's a very restless breakaway. It's technically the peloton now. That's how many riders are here. So I think the game is treating it a little different. Because there's just too many riders in this group. That's kind of fine, because if it comes back, that's not that many riders heading off the front. We're about to head up a category 1 climb though. Maduis was one of those riders heading off the front though, so he is going to get some points on this stage. I'm a bit mindful, but I can't do too much about it. If I go back to here, Just looking up the road, you got 1, 2, yeah, that's quite a few. That's very hard to control still. Oh, well, I'm happy with 14 riders heading back further into the peloton proper now. There we go. Chaotic start, huh? Very chaotic start. We'll get Bookman back onto protecting Albert and we'll adjust his effort. 5 minutes the gap now. We're going to need Tobias Foss, Roglic, and probably even Sochman to get to the front, relaying on around 80 effort to hopefully get things back in check. There's Foss, Adrea, and Roglic now. Perfect. Oh, they're actually riding so hard they've managed to ride away from the peloton. That was not the game plan, so we're going to have to tell them to settle down a little bit, boys. Come back. We need to actually keep things together. We don't want them riding off the front fully. Okay, there we go.
5 minutes on the peloton.
Adrea, Suchman,
the fact
okay,
that there is a breakaway, given
relay,
that the pack has increased its speed.
82 from you guys and 79 from Albert. Perfect. All right. Marching forward now. That's a 7-minute gap. I don't think we're going to manage to go for this stage win at all. If I'm honest, I don't think it's really on. But we'll give ourselves the best chance we can to go for it. There's 10 riders up the road, so that's quite a lot. All right, we'll see you guys on the slopes this final climb. All right, we are on the early slopes of it, as is the shape of this climb. We're going to have a bit of a look here and see whose wheel we're going to grab. It's going to be Vlasov. No, it's going to be Denny Martinez, actually. And then Vlasov, I think, will be our order. Although Vlasov seems to be hurting a bit. Then we'll go, no, not Tobias Foss, probably Adrea, who actually seems to be going quite a bit better. Let's switch that around. Let's actually go Denny Martinez, Adrea, maybe Tobias Foss even in there. And then we'll go... Oh, hang on. I've absolutely cooked that order. Just figuring a few things out. We're going to start with Denny Martinez for sure. I think Adrea and then Foss. And then looking down the line, probably Bookman. Vlasov is actually going to come in the line a bit earlier than he has been. Roglic, and then kicking matters off will be Suchman, the former German champion. We'll put him on 84. We'll go pretty hard early here. We do want to get the stage win potentially back in our grasps. There's 22k to go. So we're going to leave it on 4x and we'll jump forward a bit for you guys so we can get closer to the action. Right, we've got Vlasov coming through now. Just gone under 15k's to go. The breakaway's only got 2 minutes 17 left. Vlasov is done. We've got Bookman now to come through. He's looking quite strong, which kind of tells me I'd rather switch the order here and put Bookman maybe a bit further back. Why is he going so well? I'm going to have to switch him back behind Adrea, I think. Danny Martinez seems to be hurting even. Tobias Foss is next in the line then, and he can go to effort 82. We're going to swing a few things around. Vlasov needs to get really out of the way, so we'll fully sit him up, get him back down the line. Things have settled around there. Okay, we've got quite a high pace at the front by Visma. And we've got Tobias Foss now pulling for us on the front, although they're running out of riders pretty quickly, is Visma. Looks like Denny Martinez might have to switch around onto our wheel. He is running out of legs. And we've got Adrea to hit the front next. Perfect. Up and over the top he goes. He's running out of legs quickly too, though, mind you. Bookman is now next. He is our last rider in the line. We'll put him on effort and transcend himself as well. Hopefully he can last a little bit longer than everyone else. There's only 29 riders left here, though, mind you. Niels Pollitt is still here. That's nuts to me. Look at the riders out the back already, and Niels Pollitt is somehow still here. We've got 8k to go to the top, and there's not really much left in the legs of any riders here. Bookman is spent. He is now done. There's 35 riders left as we caught the remnants of that breakaway. We got 7k to go. We might have to drop the efforts a little with Albert, if I'm honest. Just don't want to get too popped too soon. Up and over that one. There we go. Oh, it's constantly to and throwing behind. Not many riders able to follow the pace. 4k remains. We've got the big steep ramp, and here we go. We're on it. Under 2k to go now. We're waiting to take the gel. We might have to drop effort a fair bit with Albert and now take the gel. As only Ulsbrooks has managed to hang with us. He's actually attacking us. He's got a bit of red left in his legs. That's less than ideal. We might ease it back just briefly and then hit sprint with Albert. It didn't work out. He's going to get us on the line. Fair play to Ulsbrooks. He's found his legs in the end. We can see what Visma were riding for as well on the stage. Puts a little bit of time into Albert in the end as well. I think around 20 seconds. It was Clement Berthert from AG2R in third. A rider I don't really know. Must be a young rider coming through. Van Wilder in fourth. Riccatello in fifth. The riders battling it out for the podium spots on GC. Roman Gregor as well there in sixth. Yao Almeida managing seventh. Done a really nice job setting up Ulsbrooks for that win. All right, let's get to the podiums. All right, it was 17 seconds. Ulsbrooks over Albert in the end. He has certainly found his legs. But in terms of the GC battle, well, it's an extension big time for Albert. Let's have a look. Ulsbrooks actually moves himself back up in a second, finding his form once again. 4 minutes 15 back from Albert now. Riccatello clawing and hanging on to that final podium spot in third. Enrique Mas is right on his heels though, so things are heating up for that final podium spot. Best climber still with Majuis, although it's only a 3-point gap currently on that classification. And I've lost my mouse. There it is. Points class, Albert has that one pretty tightly sewn at the moment. Banu in second place. Ulsbrooks also second on young rider. Team class is with Visma now taking over Liddell Track. They fell backwards on that stage big time. All right, let us get into the next stage. Alrighty, here we are, stage 16 from Luanco to Lagos de Covadonga. A big HC or Cat 1 climb, one of the two. It looks like a Cat 1 actually. Climb there in the third and final week of the Volta. So this one for all the bickies, and really for Albert, he has hit 87% fitness, so a good chance to get some more KOM points. We're probably looking to man mark Majuis out of that breakaway, and that'll give us a good chance to actually go for the KOM jersey. All right, let's get into the action and see how we go.
Welter. After a well-earned rest day, the peloton is back on the road, and despite the nearby beaches, talk today will be of mountains, because in a few hours, the finish is at the legendary lakes of Covadonga. There are two first category summits before the final ascent. The Mirador del Fito at 77 kilometers, and then the Collada Liomene at 125 kilometers. From the top, there's a long downhill section along which the riders must keep their powder dry. The favourites will no doubt stay tucked away until the ascent to the lakes of Covadonga, where the rain is conducive to creating time gaps, especially at the La Huesera section, where gradients are at or around 15%. That's where Thibaut Pinot made his decisive attack in 2018, leaving opponents behind on his way to claiming a superb victory in the traditional Asturian fog.
All right, there we go. So pretty unique final, I think, by the sounds of it on the cards here. But for us, we're monitoring those early moves, keeping a close eye on it. And Valentin Majuis has not found his way into the early days breakaway, which is excellent news for us. However, 25 other riders have. Not the best news for us, although there's only 3 points the difference currently. Unfortunately, Vlasov with a puncture there. But yeah, the main thing for us is seeing if this comes back for a potential finish on that final climb where we can nip up the road, hopefully, and get more KOM points on the tally. All right, we're going to jump through this category 1 climb. Maybe we won't actually. Might keep it here. Might had potential coming back. No, it hasn't. Okay. All right, we're going to jump forward to the next category 1 climb unless anything wild happens. See you guys there. All right, here we are on the La Collada Lomena. Big steep climb. This one averages at 7.3%. Pretty difficult if you ask me. That is, you can already see it just on the road how steep that gradient is. Albert's doing pretty well today though. That 87% fitness boost is very nice. Makes life a lot easier for him. having the fitness arrive late into this Grand Tour. And we're up and over the top of that one. Taking a bit of a look in the top right, Theo Gegenhardt is actually in the breakaway. A little bit of a concern for us. He's actually managed to move himself up in the second, and Clement Bruhart as well is up the road. Really, it's probably on Visma to get to the front and start working. If it gets out to 11 minutes, though, we're going to put the whole team on the front and really start pacing. All right, we're going to catch you guys as we look to form a bit of a train heading into that final climb. All right, we're through that sprint point. I can see Cian Ulsbrook's up there actually trying to get off the front currently. Pretty interesting moves. I've got all of the team in the wrong positions. Terrible to see. Might have to adjust effort with Albert just to make sure we don't get on the wrong side of these moves, because Ulsbrooks is very motivated at the second to try and get some separation going. He's on a +2 day. Don't forget, he's on 90% fitness. We do need to worry about him. Okay, looks like Bookman's doing a good job though, keeping Albert nice and high. Yeah, none of our teammates are up here, so it is really Albert on the defensive at the moment. Just watching Ulsbrooks, making sure he doesn't move. He's on our wheel currently. 6 minutes 15, the difference now to that breakaway. Might adjust Albert back. Seems like that is it for that massive surge. We're going to get Vlasov to try and get up onto our wheel, see how that goes. All right, let's jump a little bit more forward up into this climb. Right, and here is our team suddenly. Don't know why it took them so long, but anyway. We're going to form a little bit of a train. I think Danny Martinez and then Andrea might make the most sense there. Oh, Andrea is a bit too far behind, actually. Switch him on to Albert. Suchman's the next rider here. Cool. All right, put Suchman onto effort 88, and let's go to town, boys. Turn that wicker up and see what damage we can do. Quickly shutting the gap down a fair bit already. Suchman is done. Let's get Danny Martinez on the front on 80 effort. We've got Ulsbrooks in the wheel as well. Quick comparison between the two is Albert feeling quite a bit stronger. Not a significant amount, but quite a bit is what I would say at the moment. Danny Martinez is almost spent on the front. We're going to have Vlasov hitting next, and it is time for Vlasov to go. We'll put Transcend himself on immediately. Martinez has done a nice job finally arriving for us in this tour. I think I'm fair to say that because he hasn't really done too much to help us earlier on. Put everyone back on predefined. We've got Vlasov doing a strong job on the front still at the moment. We've still got 2.4k to go. We're going to take the gel with Albert and hit the front ourselves now on effort 90. See what the riders behind can do. That's going to really hurt Ulsbrooks, I think. It is, yeah, Vlasov. Sorry, not Vlasov. Well, yeah, Vlasov, shout out to him. He's done an excellent job. We've still got 5 minutes to go. We're not actually where I think we are on the climb, are we? I need to really ease things up here. Well, I've done a bad job there. We've still got Teo. We've caught Teo. There's Riccatello. We'll use sprint and hopefully get ourselves up alongside him. No, we haven't. But we did catch up Teo and managed to get some time on Ulsbrooks coming across the line there. No points on the day, though. A bit unfortunate. Theo Gegenhardt, though, blowing up. So we managed to actually catch him on that final climb. Pretty interesting stage and very beautiful spot to finish as well. Just looking around at the scenery. Very nice indeed. All right, let's see the podiums and confirm what went down. All right, there's the Ethiopian from Arkea Seismic taking a maiden stage win. Whaley Bahu, chapeau to you, sir. Maiden Grand Tour stage win. A lot of those in this tour so far. On the GC front, Riccatello, the American, has moved up into second, gaining time on Albert in that stage. 4 minutes 59 back. Ulsbrook slides to third, but the gap is blown out to Enrique Mas. Looking at best climber, no real changes there to note. Still 3 points the difference. Points class, similar story. Very similar story on Young Rider. And Little Trek managed to gain back their team class lead. Alrighty, let's get into stage 17. Alright, stage 17 from Anaru to Santander, a flat stage, well, flat as far as the Volta goes. We're probably going to just speed all the way through this one as much as we can and get to that sprint. Maybe we'll have a sniff at it. These climbs might be enough to slow everyone down.
And welcome to Arguero for the start of the 17th stage of the Vuelta. After several days in the mountains, the riders are onto more gentle terrain, with only 2 short climbs in the middle of a 143-kilometre stage. If this was at the start of the Tour of Spain, it would be a day for the sprinters. But after almost 3 weeks of racing, there are fewer teammates and many riders have tired legs. We can therefore envisage a sizable breakaway giving the peloton the slip and going on to fight it out for victory in the city of Santander.
All right, yeah, I think that is going to be the order of today, is big breakaway, as it has been the last few stages. I doubt it goes down to a sprint, but you kind of just never know in Pro Cycling Manager 24. Does strange things sometimes, but we will jump all the way through to us forming a sprint train and confirm what goes down. At the moment, they're not being given much of a leash, those 13 riders at the front. It looks like they're almost getting the 3 minutes now. I think it'll blow out on these climbs, if I'm honest. All right, you join us at around 7K to go. We've managed to grab Milano's wheel. It's just kind of looking like the wrong wheel at the moment. Maybe Corbin Strong might be a little bit better off for us. We're a minute 23 back currently from the front of the bike race, which is getting close to me saying we're not actually in this for the win at the moment. Corbin Strong looks pretty strong indeed. We must swing back over to Milano though. Looks like he is riding a bit better at the moment. We're going to take the gel with Albert. I don't think we're going for the stage win at the moment. Niels Pollitt has launched for Milano almost under a K to go. Well, the early break is currently. We swing around. There is the K to go banner. Milano's leading us out. We're going to try to sprint over the top of him. I don't think we're going to manage, but it was Christian Odd Ecking out front taking the stage win. It's going to be tight on the line there, but Milano getting the win. Milano getting the bunch kick over Albert. So 14th and 15th for those two. However, that is 2 points in the battle for the green jersey. So not all for nothing at all in the end. All right, there he is. Christian Odd Ecking, a former teammate of Albert's, taking a stage win. Credit to him. And it isn't his maiden. He has won a couple of Grand Tour stage wins before. No changes on GC to note. No changes on KOM either. On the points class side of things, Albert extends his lead a slight amount there. And no real other changes at all in the other classification. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Next time we've got a hilly stage, a medium mountain stage, a mountain stage, and the final TT to wrap things up. So join us on Thursday. Well, join us tomorrow if you haven't already been watching the Ineos Grenadiers career, but join us tomorrow for that one. But join us on Thursday where we see, because we're not in the KOM lead just yet, but we see if we can't sweep the Volta. I've got high hopes. Albert is getting into form at the right time and a little sneaky eye ahead. I think I've got good hopes for the TT at Euros as well. And maybe also Worlds yet. We haven't won the road race and it potentially suits Albert. All right, guys, give us a like on the video and a subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out.